Are you struggling to make profits trading cryptocurrencies and tired of wasting money on trading classes that don't deliver results? We've got a solution for you. Our trading AI has been developed by a seasoned trader from Switzerland and has been tested over years to help you make successful trades. All you need to do is sign up with Bybit using the link below, and you'll receive free money on your first deposit as well as reduced trading fees. Once you're set up, you can effortlessly copy the trading bots with just one click. Our AI currently has a 100% win rate and generates over 15% ROI per month, and we're confident you'll see the results for yourself. Don't believe us? Try it out for free by following the links in the description and see for yourself. Sign up now and take your trading game to the next level. The majority of you have probably previously read some variation of this explanation in different news pieces and on different news channels. As you can expect, it really doesn't offer any clarification to someone who isn't familiar with this particular lingo. There is no avoiding these conditions though. Understanding all of these words is essential for comprehending both the current situation and any future cases involving cryptocurrency as a result of the bull market. Today, I'll go into great detail on a few crucial terms and their applications, as well as different arguments for why Ripple will win the legal battle. Continue reading to find out more. Check out this new video as soon as possible if this sounds like something that would be of interest to you. On December 21st, breaking news that the SEC would be suing Ripple, the firm behind XRP, stunned the cryptocurrency community. The SEC officially declared the next day that it was suing not just Ripple but also its co-founder Chris Larsen and CEO Brad Garlinghouse. The ripple effect is significant because, if the SEC succeeds in their claim, XRP will no longer be considered a currency in the United States, but rather a security. This will enlarge the scope of the Howey test, creating a legal precedent that might lead to the classification of other comparable cryptocurrencies as securities in the future. So what exactly are securities? A security is, to put it simply, anything that represents a piece of the worth of another entity. This includes items like firm stocks or government debt in the form of bonds. Securities are governed by far stronger laws than money or commodities, such as food, gold, and oil. The Securities and Exchange Commission is responsible for establishing and enforcing securities regulations in the United States. Several cryptocurrencies, specifically those that were offered to investors through an initial coin offering, ICO, are in fact securities. This is due to the fact that the majority of Bitcoin ventures with ICOs do not initially have a usable product. As a result, the tokens they sell serve as a type of promise to the customers who buy them, a promise that the business will develop whatever technology it says it is constructing, giving the tokens they issue value. Despite the fact that these tokens are not shares of the company's stock per se, they possess similar qualities and are consequently regarded as securities under US law. This is why many initial coin offerings, ICOs, are typically off-limits to investors in the United States, Canada, and a few other nations with rigorous securities regulations or countries where it is forbidden to sell goods, such as North Korea. For the majority, it simply isn't worthwhile to go through the hassle of trying to sell their token to US investors, let alone convince US-based cryptocurrency exchanges to list them for trade. One of the main allegations in the SEC lawsuit against Ripple is that XRP is a security, more particularly an unregistered security, and that since it was initially handed to investors about 8 years ago, Ripple has been selling it illegally. Many believe that the security classification would greatly widen the concepts given in the Howey test and would be an overreach. The Howey test, what is it? The SEC and other pertinent regulatory authorities employed the Howey test to establish whether or not an asset was a security. The Howey test comes down to one straightforward inquiry: is the asset's financial value contingent on the efforts of a third party? Consider what causes a stock to rise or fall if you feel your eyebrows being raised. The stock, in principle, represents the company's operations. This indicates that the stock's price movement is intimately linked to the actions of a third party, the firm. While this kind of threshold is effective for conventional assets, it becomes rather difficult when used in relation to digital currencies. This is due to the fact that it is challenging to claim that a cryptocurrency is independent of a third party when many have well-known developers who may be able to affect the price of that cryptocurrency, such as Ethereum, Cardano, Litecoin, etc. The cryptocurrency camp argues that unlike stocks, ownership and management of a network like Bitcoins are decentralized and distributed. The project is technically not being supported by a single entity. Others have suggested that the XRP network, despite being more centralized than those of other cryptocurrencies, is sufficiently decentralized to justify being classified in the same legal category as Bitcoin. However, the internal correspondence and marketing initiatives of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, and Chris Larsen form the basis of the SEC lawsuit, which claims that XRP is a security. All three were aware that XRP was perilously close to meeting the Howey test's definition of a security, yet they continued to participate in actions that amounted to third parties' efforts with regard to the value of the XRP asset. Then what exactly is a legal precedent? Legal precedent serves as the foundation for decisions in the majority of legal systems worldwide. This means that, in order to reach a decision on a current case, they consider previous decisions on similar instances, if any. Despite the fact that the SEC has already filed numerous lawsuits against numerous cryptocurrency projects, the case against Ripple is quite unique. As was noted in the preceding section, Ripple and two of its top executives' activities may result in the categorization of XRP as a security. Some think that if this occurs, the Howey test's threshold will be sufficiently widened to allow for the pursuit of additional cryptocurrencies that are comparable to XRP. Please remember to tick the notification button and subscribe to our channel if you want to be the first to learn about new developments involving XRP. On Wednesday, the price of the XRP cryptocurrency rose as investors gained confidence that Ripple, a company directly linked to the token, would prevail in its protracted legal dispute with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. At roughly 8 a.m. Eastern Time, the token was worth about 45 cents. Data from CoinGecko shows that it increased by more than 1% over the previous day. This week, your trade actually increased by up to 20%. Traders cited a supplemental warning sent by Ripple on Monday that made reference to a decision in a different case involving a rescue plan for the defunct cryptocurrency lender Voyager Digital Binance US. According to the proposed plan, the US company would pay $1.3 billion to acquire all of Voyager's assets, including its native VGX coin. According to the notification from Ripple, the SEC rejected the scheme on the grounds that VGX was similar to a security, and that Nance was calling for an unregistered securities exchange. The judge, however, overruled the SEC's objections and accepted the bankruptcy plan, noting what he called the ambiguity of the regulator's arguments and the fact that it was unclear what the debtors were required to establish to show VGX was not a security in accordance with the Ripple letter. When reached by CNBC, the SEC wasn't immediately available for comment. The sale of XRP without first registering it with the SEC is alleged to have violated U.S. securities laws by Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larsen. XRP should be viewed as a cryptocurrency rather than a security, according to Ripple, which refutes the SEC's charges. A lengthy Monica, the president of Ripple, told CNBC on Wednesday morning that she was quite optimistic about finding a successful outcome to the SEC dispute and that she believes will reach a resolution this year. Long stated that she believes it is extremely unlikely that the court will decide in the SEC's favor given that, in our opinion, the facts and the law are on our side. A decision not to classify XRP as a security might have a significant impact on the digital currency market. Many tokens may end up falling under the same heading, becoming regulated financial instruments subject to SEC regulation. Both the Ripple and the SEC and their final round of documents asking for a summary judgment in the case have now been sent in. Judge Annalisa Torres of the Southern District of New York is now in charge of the case, and she is due to rule soon. She hasn't decided yet, so it's unclear when she will. Yet, some cryptocurrency investors think a decision will be made soon. A possible favorable verdict in the SEC case is supporting XRP. Via email on Wednesday, VJAR, Vice President of International at the cryptocurrency exchange Luno, informed CNBC. The sixth largest token internationally by market value is also benefiting from the general uptrend in the cryptocurrency market, or IRC. Our biggest concern for the day is whether or not restrictions will be enforced. I'll also outline the fundamental arguments in favor of Ripple winning the lawsuit. Ripple has long asserted that she thinks the SEC is enforcing regulations rather than developing clear ones for the industry. She said that Europe is more advanced in its handling of cryptocurrencies, citing the regulation of crypto assets and block markets as examples. As opposed to waiting for clear rules and regulations, which is what all of us in the sector have long said we want, we are now witnessing action through enforcement. Europe is actually taking the lead in establishing very specific legislation and norms that permit cryptocurrency businesses and traditional finance institutions to adopt the technology. The SEC has stated that it expects all cryptocurrency businesses and initiatives to put their activities in line with applicable federal securities laws. Gary Gensler, the chair of the Kraken SEC, stated that a few tokens have been registered. However, the intermediaries, or storefronts if you prefer, that people are investing in need to properly comply and disentangle these bundled products. This was in an interview with CNBC in February, following a crackdown on the cryptocurrency exchange. Its time-tested norms and legislation to safeguard the investing public are essential if this profession is to survive and succeed. The government has recently targeted a number of cryptocurrency companies, claiming they are participating in illicit securities offers. In response to allegations that USD, the native stable token of the cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase, was a security that should have been registered with the regulator, stablecoin maker Paxos said the SEC served them with a notification threatening legal action. The agency also filed allegations against cryptocurrency lender Genesis and exchange Gemini, arguing that the two businesses' high-return investment offerings should have been classified as a security. Ripple published a summary of their wealth submission on December 22nd. This is the document that is sent to the SEC in response to a Wells. The willful submission implied that the SEC lawsuit was without merit and that Ripple would be guaranteed a victory if the SEC had the nerve to pursue it. This impression was supported by a document that outlines why the SEC is pursuing legal action. Until the SEC published the complete lawsuit a few hours later, that is. There were some quite graphic aspects to it, but they don't raise questions about whether Ripple will actually prevail in this matter and send XRP to the shadow world. We've reached the conclusion of the video, guys. If you liked it, please click like on the video. Don't forget to hit the notification button and subscribe. I find that the YouTube algorithm is greatly aided by this. Sharing this video with as many people as you can will also help enlighten others in the same way that you have been enlightened. Let's spread the word about this, guys. Don't miss any of our stuff if you are a serious Bitcoin enthusiast. I'll see you tomorrow to discuss the most recent news that affects our entire community.